It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 14th. Today's word is foliage, spelled F-O-L-I-A-G-E. Foliage is a noun. It refers to the leaves of a plant or of many plants. Here's the word used in a sentence from Travel and Leisure. Summer hiking is undeniably breathtaking, but there's something about the foliage of the fall that secures its spot as the best time of the year to get outside and enjoy the beauty of nature. Whether you're a casual leaf peeper or a card-carrying botanist, a staunch New Englander or a Caribbean beach bum, there's plenty to love about foliage, though the pronunciation of foliage has long been a point of contention among English speakers. Most commonly accepted is the trisyllabic foliage. However, there's no denying that the pronunciations foliage and foliage have also staked their claim. The first of these disputed pronunciations is consistent with the pronunciation of the IAGE ending in marriage and carriage. The second is often more fiercely denounced, in part because of its association with the non-standard spelling F-O-I-L-A-G-E. But there's redemption for this estranged pronunciation. Foliage traces back to the Middle French word feuille, meaning leaf, which is also the source of the English word foil, as in aluminum foil. When adopted by Middle English speakers, foil originally meant leaf. Love it or leaf it. There's just no taking the foil out of foliage. With your Word of the Day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 13th. Today's word is circumvent, spelled C-I-R-C-U-M-V-E-N-T. Circumvent is a verb. To circumvent something is to get around it in a clever and sometimes dishonest way, or if it's a rule or law, to avoid being stopped by it. Here's the word used in a sentence from the Los Angeles Times. Adrienne Finch already had several friends who were making money on YouTube, and following in their footsteps seemed like a way to circumvent several years of early career dues paying. So she turned down the Warner Brothers gig and instead took a job with a smaller digital-focused production company, one that would give her the space to build a YouTube following on the side. After a year, she left to focus on YouTube full-time. If you've ever felt as if someone was running circles around those trying to get something done, you have an idea of the origins of the word circumvent. It comes from the Latin word circumventus, a form of the verb circumvenire, meaning to surround or go around. Circumvenire combines the adjective circum, meaning in a circle around, with the verb venire, meaning to come. The earliest uses of circumvent referred to a tactic of hunting or warfare in which the quarry or enemy was encircled and captured. This meaning doesn't exactly square with modern uses of the word. Today, circumvent more often suggests avoidance than entrapment. To come full circle, it typically means to get around something or someone, as by evading a problem or avoiding the law. With your Word of the Day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 12th. Today's word is gullible, spelled G-U-L-L-I-B-L-E. Gullible is an adjective. Someone described as gullible is easily fooled or cheated. In other words, they are quick to believe something that is not true. Here's the word used in a sentence from Observer.com. It's true that reality television has grown to look more and more like The Truman Show in the quarter century following the film's release. But even more unnerving, so have we as viewers. In 1998, the movie's premise provoked dread. Now, though, we find easy humor and comfort in watching shows like it, in seeing a kind but gullible person bumble their way through a fake reality designed to strain credulity. The classic, oft-repeated seaside maxim reminding people to guard against being gullible goes like this: "Let a gull steal my fries once, shame on the gull. Let a gull steal my fries twice, shame on me." Okay, that's not really how the old saw goes, but on the off chance that you believed our little trick, you yourself were, however briefly, gullible, that is, easily duped. The adjective gullible grew out of the older verb gull, meaning to deceive or take advantage of. That gull originally meant to guzzle or gulp greedily, and comes from an even older gull, meaning throat or gullet. Another relative is the noun gull, referring to a person who is easy to cheat. However, no matter how much the seabirds we call gulls love to pilfer our potatoes, that avian gull has no relation and is instead of Celtic origin. We promise. With your word of the day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 16th. Today's word is acronym, spelled A-C-R-O-N-Y-M. Acronym is a noun. An acronym is a word formed from the first letter or letters of each one of the words in a phrase. Here's the word used in a sentence from CNN by James Jeffrey. Despite the innate human capacity to wander, particularly when bolstered by walking sticks, things will still go wrong. Here are a few of the most common ailments pilgrims will face. Sprained ankles. Follow the RICE acronym to reduce swelling and support healing. R, rest. Stop all activity and try not to put any weight on the ankle. I, ice. Apply an ice pack or bag of frozen peas wrapped in a thin towel for up to 20 minutes every 2 to 3 hours for about 2 days. C, compression. Wrap a bandage around the injury or wear a compression sock to support it. E, elevate. Keep it raised as much as possible. The word acronym fuses together two combining forms, acra meaning beginning and onym meaning name or word, both of which trace back to Greek. You may recognize onym in other familiar and older English words such as pseudonym and synonym. When acronym first entered English in the mid-20th century, likely influenced by or borrowed from the German word acronym, some usage commentators decreed that it should refer to combinations of initial letters that were pronounced as if they were whole words, such as radar and scuba, and be differentiated from an initialism, which is spoken by pronouncing the component letters, as in FBI or CEO. These days, however, that distinction is largely lost, and acronym is a common label for both types of abbreviation. With your word of the day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 11th. Today's word is veracity, spelled V-O-R-A-C-I-T-Y. Veracity is a noun. It refers to an immoderate eagerness or enthusiasm for something, or to an intense desire to eat or consume something. Here's the word used in a sentence from Forbes. Wildfires also emerged at tough-to-control veracity and speed, ravaging hundreds of thousands of acres across southern Europe and the U.S. Pacific Northwest. The insatiable word nerds among us will appreciate the word voracity. It's used to refer to both literal and figurative appetites that simply cannot be quelled. Voracity comes to us via Middle French from the Latin word voracitas, which itself comes from the combining of vorax, meaning voracious, with itas, the Latin equivalent of the English noun suffix ity. Voracity is one of two English words that mean the quality or state of being voracious. The other is voraciousness, which was once considered archaic but has made a comeback. Because voracity developed from non-English forerunners rather than being created in English from voracious as was voraciousness, the word may strike some English speakers as an unusual formation. It's not surprising, therefore, that the more familiar-looking voraciousness has reappeared, most likely through a process of reinvention by people unfamiliar with voracity. With your word of the day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for October 10th. Today's word is berserk, spelled B-E-R-S-E-R-K. Berserk is an adjective. It generally means markedly out of control due to intense anger or excitement. It's often used in the phrase go berserk, which can mean either to become very excited or to become very angry and often violent. Here's the word used in a sentence from the Los Angeles Times by Steve Appleford. The actor made his nightly entrance at the Roxy from the lobby to the stage, belting out the signature tune. Tim's entrance was phenomenal, recounts David Foster, the Grammy-winning composer and producer, who early in his career was the show's pianist. The place just went berserk because, of course, he was so much bigger than life. Combine a bear with a shirt, and what do you get? A cuddly, honey-loving ursine pal, perhaps. Combine the words bear and shirt, however, at least in Old Norse, and you get something quite different. Our English word berserk comes from the Old Norse noun berserker, which is likely a combination of bear, meaning bear, and serker, meaning shirt. According to Norse legend, berserkers were not ones to say, "oh bother," when faced with sticky situations. They were warriors who wore bearskin coverings and worked themselves into such frenzies during combat that they became immune to the effects of steel and fire. Berserk was borrowed into English, first as a noun referring to such a warrior, in the 19th century, when interest in Scandinavian myth and history was high. It was considered a slang term at first, but it has since gained a broader use. With your word of the day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for December 13th. Today's word is exhort, spelled E-X-H-O-R-T. Exhort is a verb. It means to try to strongly urge someone to do something. Here's the word used in a sentence from the Los Angeles Times by Reed Johnson. Now and again the band pauses as the musicians praise and exhort each other. More cowbell. Let's do it for timing, and then we'll break it down. I would love a violin solo right there. It's G minor, not B flat. If you want to add a little oomph to your urge in speech or writing, and formal oomph at that, we exhort you to try using exhort as a synonym instead. Arriving in the 15th century from the Anglo-French word exhorter, exhort traces back further to the Latin verb hortare, meaning to incite to action, urge on, or encourage. Latin users added the prefix ex to hortare to intensify it. In essence, exhortare is a succinct way of saying to really, really urge. The Latin words adhortare, its meaning similar to that of exhortare, and dehortare, meaning to dissuade, also found their way into English as adhort and dehort, respectively, but neither of these words remain in current use. With your Word of the Day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for December 12th. Today's word is mentor, spelled M-E-N-T-O-R. Mentor is a noun. A mentor is someone who teaches or gives help and advice to a less experienced and often younger person. Here's the word used in a sentence from Essence by Schuyler Mitchell. The grant supports individuals who are pushing boundaries as founders, educators, and artists. Awardees are matched with creative industry mentors who include the likes of stylist Zarina Akers and Hanifa's Anifa Muvwemba. Mentor is pretty ubiquitous in today's world as a word for anyone who is a positive guiding influence in another, usually younger person's life. But no matter your age, we're here to guide you through the word's history. Mentor comes originally from ancient Greek literature. In Homer's epic The Odyssey, Odysseus is away from home, fighting and journeying for 20 years. During that time, Telemachus, the son he left as a babe in arms, grows up under the supervision of Mentor, an old and trusted friend. When the goddess Athena decides it is time to complete the education of young Telemachus, she visits him disguised as Mentor, and they set out together to learn about his father. A version of Mentor later appeared as a major character in the Odyssey-inspired French novel The Adventures of Telemachus, from 1699, written by François Fénelon, after which it became a generic noun for trusted guide in French before being borrowed into English with the same meaning. With your Word of the Day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for December 11th. Today's word is quixotic, spelled Q-U-I-X-O-T-I-C. Quixotic is an adjective. It describes people and ideas that are foolishly impractical, especially as they pursue or relate to the pursuit of ideals. A quixotic person is often known for lofty romantic ideas or extravagantly chivalrous action. Quixotic can also describe things that are unpredictable. Here's the word used in a sentence from The Hollywood Reporter. Lena Dunham doesn't care if you love her or hate her. She only cares that she tells a story honestly. When it debuted on HBO in 2012, her stunningly authentic semi-autobiographical show rocked a TV ecosystem that primed audiences to expect a dark comedy about four white female friends in New York City to deliver a quixotic fantasy. Instead, the only fantasies it peddled were the ones that depicted a fresh-out-of-college confessional writer finding literati success despite a dearth of detectable talent. If you guessed that the word quixotic has something to do with Don Quixote, you're absolutely right. The hero of Cervantes' 17th century Spanish novel, the ingenious Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha, didn't change the world by tilting at windmills, but he did leave a linguistic legacy in English. The adjective quixotic is based on his name and has been used to describe unrealistic idealists since at least the early 18th century. The novel has given English other words as well. Dulcinea, the name of Quixote's beloved, has come to mean mistress or sweetheart, and Rocinante, which is sometimes used to refer to an old horse, comes from the name of the hero's less than gallant steed. With your Word of the Day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.
It's Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day for December 8th. Today's word is intrepid, spelled I-N-T-R-E-P-I-D. Intrepid is an adjective. It means fearless, bold, and brave. Here's the word used in a sentence from Time by Megan McCluskey. After a trio of tech billionaires are forewarned of an apocalyptic superbug and flee to a secret doomsday bunker to save only themselves, an unlikely group of friends embark on an intrepid mission to take down the wealthiest and most powerful people in the world. Beginning with the end of civilization and jumping back and forth through time, Naomi Alderman, the award-winning author of 2016's The Power, weaves a cautionary tale of what society stands to lose in a near future where AI has transformed all walks of life. If you're going to name a ship, whether an aircraft carrier or an interstellar starship, you could do worse than to name it the Intrepid, as both the United States military and Star Trek writers have done, respectively. Technically, Intrepid is a class of Trek ships that includes the Voyager, but you get the drift. Intrepid, after all, comes from the Latin word intrepidus, itself formed by a combination of the prefix in, meaning not, and the adjective trepidus, meaning alarmed. When not designated sea or space vessels, Intrepid aptly describes anyone from explorers to reporters who ventures bravely into unknown territory, though often you'll see the word loaded with irony, as in an intrepid couch surfer endeavored to watch every installment of the beloved sci-fi series in chronological order. Intrepid word lovers may be interested to know of the existence of the word trepid, meaning fearful. It predates intrepid, but most are too trepid or simply unaware of its existence to use it. With your word of the day, I'm Peter Sokolowski.
Visit Merriam-Webster.com today for definitions, wordplay, and trending word lookups.